Hello friends, my name is Hadassah Treu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm an award-winning Christian author, blogger and poet. And today I want to talk about how to find the courage and strength to keep living after life-altering loss. So have you experienced such life-altering loss? Or perhaps it's not one loss, but it's a myriad of losses who have just accumulated to a large snowball. Every person who have lived on this earth for at least several decades have experienced losses, and I'm not an exception. I have experienced many losses in my life, but nothing has prepared me for the tragic loss that came upon me approximately 3 years ago. And the ones who are following me, who are listening to my vlogs and reading my blog, know that I'm talking about the tragic and unexpected loss of my husband. So with one sweep, I lost everything that I held precious in my life. So this was my beloved husband, my family, my home in Austria, my blissful and good way of living in the beautiful country of Austria. And I felt a little bit like Job, so really stripped down, thrown in the mud, and with no vision for the future. The worst was that I couldn't understand why God did this, and because it seemed to me cruel, it seemed to me unfair, and the biggest loss with which I was actually struggling was the loss of my trust in God, and this was really a big struggle. But the death of my husband actually brought death to my heart too. My life suddenly split into before and after, and it was very difficult to find the motivation to keep living and to find any meaning and purpose in life. So it was really a miracle for me to wake up every morning and still to find out that I'm still breathing, because I really told God that I don't want to live in a world in which He is not existing, He is not there. But God didn't leave me there. I felt very weak. I didn't have the power and the strength and the motivation to continue living. But what was actually helpful was that I kept my connection and my communication with God. Although I didn't understand, although I was angry, sad, in doubt, and having a lot of questions, I still kept this communication line open, and I asked God constantly for help. I asked Him many questions. I demanded answers. And slowly, through the fog of the unimaginable pain, anger, and doubts, I started to hear God's voice and God's message for this particular time in my life. And He imprinted in my heart to go back to my home country of Bulgaria. And at first I was quite hesitant and with mixed feelings, but He confirmed His message, and He also encouraged me a lot with the story of Ruth in the Bible. Perhaps you know this story. This is the story of the Moabite Ruth, who was a childless widow like me. There were a lot of similarities between her story and my story. And she followed her mother-in-law back to Judah, her mother-in-law Naomi, who was also a childless widow. And she simply acted in faith, following Naomi in uncertainty, in transition, but most of all following the God of Israel and trusting His provision. And she said to Naomi, "Your people will be my people and your God will be my God." And God really helped and provided for these two women in unimaginable way. He not only provided a husband a home, which actually meant at this time security and safety for both women, but he gave them much more. He gave Ruth a place in the family line of our Lord Jesus through her son Obed, who actually was the father of King David. And we know that Jesus comes from the family line of King David. So this was an amazing, encouraging story that helped me to make this step into the unknown and to walk on this road of transition and healing. So actually God wanted for me in this special time in my life when I felt at my weakest and extremely vulnerable, to practice my faith. And what does it mean to have faith in such situation? It means that even if we couldn't imagine to live without the person or the thing that we had lost, that we still continue living, supported by the power and the love of God. We choose life and we choose to move forward in the direction that God is leading. This is what faith looks like after life-altering loss, because God is calling us to life. This is a life with Him, through Him, and for Him. And such life actually requires and deserves any effort to move forward, to press into the pain, to press into grieving, and to find healing. And the second encouraging message that God gave me at this time, and I want to encourage all of you who are going through such period in life, is in Ezekiel chapter 1, where Ezekiel sees a glorious vision of God's glory. He sees 4 living creatures, carriers of God's glory. And one distinctive characteristic of these 4 creatures is that they move forward, they keep going straight ahead, no turning, in the direction in which the Spirit is leading. And God's message for me was actually undeniable. I needed to follow Him, to move forward in the direction He was leading. No turning back, just straight ahead. This direction was leading through the valley of the shadow of death, through hopelessness, through despair. But nevertheless, God remains our good shepherd. And sooner or later, He was taking me out, and He would have taken me out of the darkness. Because this valley of the shadow of death is only a temporary place. We need never to forget this. This is not a place we should remain permanently, and this is not God's will for us. So I felt greatly encouraged by this, and I continued on my way, not only back to Bulgaria, but on my way back to find again my trust in the Lord, my faith in the Lord, to practice my faith in new ways, and to continue believing, to continue living, to continue healing. And I want to encourage all of you at the end with my favorite verse, actually my lifeline, I need to say, in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, which says that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will be like eagles, and they will walk and not get weary, and they will run and not get faint, because God is our source of strength, comfort, and as long as we stay connected with Him, we can find life after life-altering loss. Let's remember that God is really bigger and greater than any loss that we may experience in this life. And we can survive and we can thrive with Him because we are connected with the source of strength and with the source of love. I hope my message encourages you and gives you the hope and the courage to keep moving forward and to keep living after loss. If you like this video, I hope you can share it, you can comment and spread the word about it. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time.